else you put on, wear love. It is your basic all-purpose garment. Never be without it. Colossians 3:14. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Matthew chapter 28 verse 19. Spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying to them, Speak to the people of Israel, saying, These are the living things that you may eat among all the animals that are on the earth. Whatever parts the hoof and is cloven-footed and chews the cud, among the animals you may eat. Nevertheless, among those that chew the cud or part the hoof, you shall not eat these. The camel, because it chews the cud, but does not part the hoof, it's unclean to you. The rock badger, because it chews the cud, but does not part the hoof, it's unclean to you. And the hare, because it chews the cud, but does not part the hoof, it's unclean to you. And the pig, because it parts the hoof, and is cloven-footed, but does not chew the cud, it's unclean to you. You shall not eat any of their flesh, and you shall not touch their carcasses, for they are unclean to you. These you may eat of all that are in the waters. Everything in the water that has fins and scales, whether in the sea or in the river, you may eat. But anything in the sea or river that does not have fin and scale, of swarming creatures in the water, and of living creatures in the waters, is detestable to you. You shall regard them as detestable. You shall not eat any of their flesh, and you shall detest their carcasses. Everything in the water that does not have fins and scales is detestable to you. And these you shall detest among the birds. They shall not be eaten. They are detestable: the eagle, the bearded vulture, the black vulture, the kite, the falcon of any kind, and any raven of any kind, the ostrich, the nighthawk, the seagull, the hawk of any kind, the little owls, the cormorants, the short-eared owl, the barn owl, the tawny owl, the carrion vulture, the stork, the heron of any kind, the hoopahoo, and the bat. All winged insects that go on all four are detestable to you. Yet among the winged insects that go on all fours, you may eat those that have jointed legs above their feet, with which to hop on the ground. Of them you may eat the locust of any kind, the bald locust of any kind, crickets of any kind, and grasshoppers of any kind. But all other winged insects that have 4 feet are detestable to you, and by these you shall become unclean. Whoever touches their carcasses shall be unclean until the evening, and whoever carries any part of their carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. Every animal that parts the hoof, but is not cloven-footed, or does not chew the cud, is unclean to you. Everyone who touches them shall be unclean, and all that walk on their paws among the animals that go on all four are unclean to you. Whoever touches their carcasses shall be unclean until the evening, and he who carries their carcass shall wash their clothes and be unclean until the evening. They are unclean to you. These are unclean to you among the swarming things that swarm on the ground: the mole rat, the mouse, the great lizard of any kind, the gecko, the monitor lizard, the sand lizard, and the chameleon. These are unclean to you among all that swarm. Whoever touches them when they are dead shall be unclean until the evening. And anything on which any of them falls when they are dead shall be unclean, whether it is an article of wood, or a garment, or a skin, or a sack, any article used for any purpose. It must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the evening. Then it shall be made clean. And if any of them falls into an earthenware vessel, all that is in it shall be unclean, and you shall smash it. Any food in it that could be eaten, or which water comes, shall be unclean, and all drinks that could be drunk from every such vessel shall be unclean. And everything on which any part of their carcasses falls shall be unclean, whether oven or stove, it shall be broken in pieces. They are unclean, and shall remain unclean to you. Nevertheless, a spring or a cistern holding water shall be clean, but whoever touches a carcass in them shall be unclean. And if any part of their carcass falls upon any seed grain that is to be sown, it is clean. But if water is put on the seed, and any part of their carcass falls on it, then it is made unclean to you. If any animal which you may eat dies, whoever touches its carcass shall be unclean until the evening. And whoever eats of its carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. And whoever carries their carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. And every swarming thing that swarms on the ground is detestable. It shall not be eaten, and whatever goes on its belly, and whatever goes on all fours, or whatever has many feet, Any swarming thing that swarms on the ground you shall not eat, for they are detestable. You shall not make yourselves detestable with any swarming thing that swarms. You shall not defile yourselves with them, and become unclean through them. For I am the Lord your God. Consecrate yourselves therefore, and be holy, for I am holy. You shall not defile yourselves with any swarming thing that crawls on the ground. For I am the Lord who brought you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. You shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law about beasts and birds, and every living creature that moves through the water, and every creature that swarms on the ground, to make a distinction between unclean and clean, living creatures that may be eaten, and the living creatures that may not be eaten.
Better is a poor person who walks in his integrity than one who is crooked in speech and is a fool. Desire without knowledge is not good, and whoever makes haste with his feet misses his way. When a man's folly brings his way to ruin, his heart rages against the Lord. Wealth brings many new friends, but a poor man is deserted by his friend. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will not escape. Many seek the favor of a generous man, and everyone is a friend to a man who gives gifts. All a poor man's brothers hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursues them with words, but does not have them. Whoever gets sense loves his own soul, and he who keeps understanding will discover good. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will perish. It is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury, much less for a slave to rule over princes. Good men makes one slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook an offense. A king's wrath is like the growling of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A foolish son is ruin to his father, and a wife's quarreling is a continual dripping of rain. House and wealth are inherited from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Slothfulness casts into a deep sleep, and an idle person will suffer hunger. Whoever keeps the commandments keeps his life. He who despises his ways will die. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed. Discipline your son, for there is hope. Do not set your heart on putting him to death. A man of great wrath will pay the penalty, for if you deliver him, you will only have to do it again. Listen to advice and accept instruction, that you may gain wisdom in the future. Many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. What is desired in a man is steadfast love, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of the Lord leads to life, and whoever has it rests satisfied. He will not be visited by harm. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish, and will not even bring it back to his mouth. Strike a scoffer, and the simple will learn prudence. Reprove a man of understanding, and he will gain knowledge. He who does violence to his father, and chases away his mother, is a son who brings shame and reproach. Cease to hear instructions, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. A worthless witness mocks a justice, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. Condemnation is ready for scoffers, and beatings for the backs of fools.